Life is unpredictable, full of challenges, and often beyond our control. Yet some people seem to navigate hardships with an unshakable sense of calm and strength. What makes them different? The answer lies in their mindset. For centuries, Stoic philosophy has provided a framework for mental resilience, teaching us how to remain composed, rational, and disciplined in the face of adversity. The Stoics believe that external events do not dictate our well-being. Rather, it is our perception and response that shape our experience. By practicing Stoic principles, we can develop a stronger mind, gaining the ability to withstand difficulties without being overwhelmed. One of the most fundamental principles in Stoicism is the distinction between what we can and cannot control. Most of our stress comes from trying to change things beyond our influence, other people's opinions, unexpected setbacks, or even the past. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The more we train ourselves to focus only on what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and decisions, the less we suffer from frustration and anxiety. Accepting that some things are beyond our influence brings an immense sense of peace. When faced with difficulties, rather than wasting energy on things we cannot change, we should channel our efforts into what we can actually affect. Building a stronger mind also requires us to embrace discomfort and voluntary hardship. In modern life, comfort is readily available, but this ease often makes us mentally weak. The Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort to train their minds to be resilient. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, would sometimes sleep on the ground and eat only simple food to remind himself that he could endure discomfort if necessary. By exposing ourselves to small, controlled hardships, such as taking cold showers, fasting occasionally, or pushing through a difficult workout, we prepare our minds to handle real adversity. When we practice discomfort voluntarily, we become less fearful of challenges and more capable of handling unexpected difficulties with composure. Another key aspect of Stoicism is the practice of negative visualization, known as premeditatio malorum. Instead of avoiding thoughts of misfortune, the Stoics actively visualized worst-case scenarios to prepare themselves mentally. Seneca advised his students to reflect on potential hardships, not to invite fear, but to become mentally ready for whatever life may bring. If we anticipate possible obstacles in advance, we are less likely to be caught off guard. This doesn't mean we should live in constant worry, but rather, we should train our minds to accept difficulties as inevitable. When we prepare for setbacks, we weaken their emotional impact. If something bad happens, instead of reacting with panic, we respond with calm acceptance because we have already rehearsed it in our minds. The principle of Amor Fati, or the love of fate, is another powerful Stoic mindset for mental strength. Stoicism teaches that we should not merely accept life's difficulties, but embrace them as opportunities for growth. Instead of resisting reality, we should align ourselves with it and use every experience, good or bad, as a tool for self-improvement. Friedrich Nietzsche, who was deeply influenced by Stoicism, summarized this idea by saying, "Not merely to bear what is necessary, but to love it." This mindset shifts our perspective from seeing struggles as misfortunes to viewing them as essential parts of our personal development. When we fully embrace everything that happens to us, rather than wishing things were different, we cultivate inner peace and resilience. One of the most crucial habits for strengthening the mind is practicing self-discipline. Stoics believed in mastering their impulses and emotions rather than being controlled by them. Epictetus famously said, "Freedom is the control of yourself." True strength comes from the ability to resist immediate gratification, control anger, and remain steady in moments of difficulty. Without self-discipline, we become slaves to our desires, fears, and external circumstances. Training ourselves to act rationally instead of emotionally helps us make better decisions and maintain our composure even in stressful situations. Developing habits such as waking up early, following a structured routine, and resisting unnecessary temptations strengthens the willpower necessary for enduring greater challenges in life. Equally important is the ability to detach from external validation. Many people derive their self-worth from how others perceive them, But Stoicism teaches that seeking approval is a weakness. True inner strength comes from valuing our own judgment and principles rather than relying on the opinions of others. Marcus Aurelius advised, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." When we stop seeking external validation, we free ourselves from the emotional roller coaster of praise and criticism. Our worth should be based on our character and actions, not on the approval of those around us. Learning to detach from what others think allows us to act with confidence, integrity, and authenticity. Gratitude is another essential Stoic principle for developing a resilient mind. Despite facing many hardships, the Stoics always emphasized appreciating what we have rather than focusing on what we lack. Seneca wrote, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." Even in difficult times, there is always something to be grateful for. Our health, our experiences, or even the lessons learned from struggle. Practicing daily gratitude trains the mind to focus on abundance rather than scarcity. When we cultivate gratitude, we become less affected by external circumstances and more grounded in contentment. Another important aspect of Stoic strength is understanding the impermanence of all things. Everything in life, our possessions, relationships, and even our own existence, is temporary. The Stoics frequently reminded themselves of this reality to avoid becoming overly attached or devastated by loss. By accepting impermanence, we develop a more balanced mindset that allows us to appreciate the present without clinging to it. This detachment from material things and temporary pleasures helps us remain strong when faced with change or loss. Instead of fearing the inevitable, we can embrace it and live more intentionally. A powerful tool for developing mental toughness is journaling and self-reflection. Marcus Aurelius' Meditations was essentially his private journal, where he wrote his thoughts, struggles, and philosophical insights. Keeping a journal allows us to examine our actions, recognize our weaknesses, and improve ourselves daily. Writing down thoughts at the end of the day helps process emotions and gain clarity on challenges we face. By making self-reflection a habit, we continuously refine our mindset and strengthen our ability to handle difficulties with wisdom and composure. Ultimately, the foundation of a strong mind is the understanding that external events do not define us, our response to them does. Stoicism teaches that we are responsible for our own thoughts and actions, regardless of what happens around us. Every challenge we face is an opportunity to practice patience, discipline, and resilience. By focusing on what we can control, embracing discomfort, preparing for difficulties, loving our fate, practicing self-discipline, detaching from external approval, cultivating gratitude, understanding impermanence, reflecting daily, and mastering our emotions, we build an unshakable mind. The true test of mental strength is not how we perform when life is easy, but how we respond when life becomes difficult. Stoicism provides the wisdom to navigate these challenges with clarity, confidence, and unwavering resilience.